Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And this time around, it's the anime series, only 4 episodes long, by the way, on Netflix called Eden. And let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it, okay? If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos, my vast video library, and pops it up there just for you. And if you like that up there, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you can, the like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. I also have all the links to my social media, so Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. Also have the links to this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. So, yeah, so this series, I try and switch things up for you guys here and there and find some interesting stuff for you guys to watch. I saw a commercial for it on Netflix, I wanna say it was, or maybe someplace else, for Netflix, and I was like, "Oh, that looks kinda interesting," and I forgot about it. And then Netflix emailed me and said, "Hey, this is coming up. This might be something that you're interested in," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember that." I was looking at it, and, I wanted to see what it was about. So we're in the spoiler-free version now, right now. That's what I'm going into. So, the director for this is actually Yasuhiro Iri from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. The character designer of this series is Toshihiro Kawamoto from Cowboy Bebop, of course. And then, of course, you got the music from Kevin Penkin, who did Tower of God and Made in the Abyss. So there's been a lot more, there's bigger staff that are involved in all of this as well. And you're going to say, what the fuck is it about? So it's these two robots. They find a little girl in a suspended animation chamber. And it's been 1,000 years since the last human was seen. Um, and their programming basically says that humans are evil, that they need to actually, report this. And the one says we need to report it, and the other is like, yeah, we will later. Uh, and that's kind of how it goes. And mind you, these robots at the time are all harvesting apples for some reason. There's a gigantic field full of apples, and that's all they're doing. Is robots are harvesting apples. They raise the little girl, and you find out along the way what the fuck happened to humanity. I'm not going to spoil it any more than that. So I keep going back and forth on this one, if it's worth your time, if it's not worth your time. It brings up a lot of interesting questions. It also is an interesting story, which I'll get into in the spoilers a bit. And so I'm kind of in the middle of it's just the execution of it. The execution of it. Yes, it had enough episodes. 4 episodes were fine. I just don't think they used them well enough in order to tell the story. And but there was just some stuff that wasn't really it wasn't well done, shall we say, which is kind of surprising when you've got everyone involved in all of this. So interesting ideas, interesting situation, all that stuff didn't stick the landing on the execution of all this. So it's kind of a middle of the road as to if you're into anime and you want to know a little bit more about and this kind of interests you, then I would say yes, it's worth your time. If this is not in your forte, or you don't like animation, that kind of stuff, then yeah, you can skip it. I mean, it's not going to be the end all be all of everything. Although I might be wrong, it could be a classic later on down the road. It does have that potential, so that's where we're at. Raymond says, are the robots like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern or Vladimir and Estragon? Not so much. She ends up calling them mom and dad, of course. And it's they have a little bit of personality to them, but there isn't a lot there. I mean, they're robots. So um it's just one says we need to report this and the other one says we will eventually, kind of thing, just not right now. And that's kind of how it plays out. And the other one's like, okay, and that's really how it plays out. So there's no so I will throw one thing out there that is kind of a little bit of a spoiler, I guess you could say, in this non-spoiler version. So humans are supposed to be evil, but there are a sect of robots that believe that humans are good, and so there is a how can you say, a fringe group of robots that believe that humans are the creators and kind of almost worship humans in a way, and the artifacts that are left behind that are from humanity. So that kind of plays into things too. That's all I'm going to say on that one. So, is it worth your time? Again, like I said, if this intrigues you, what I just told you there, take a look at it. It's only 4 episodes long. It'll be worth your time. Like I said, it doesn't stick to landing quite, but it's still decent in the ideas that it has. If you're not into anime, if you might just be bored with this, so I would say no in that case. So yes, it's one of those rare in the middle of yes and no on that. So spoiler alert, I am going to spoil stuff at this point. If you have not seen it, go and watch it or not, depending on how you want to do things, and then you can come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. Okay, this is gonna be my last warning on this. Okay, all right. Yes, no, all right. Um, so the whole thing of humanity dying out because of pollution and essentially killing themselves in a way, and then the fucked up thing of creating Eden where you can only have 35,000 people in suspended animation for 1,000 years to wait out the regrowing of the earth is just a fucked up thing. It's a fucked up idea when you think about it. And they kind of flash back to the creator of Eden, who's voiced, by the way, by David Tennant, by the way. um, and you end up having this a dystopic kind of view of this, a dystopian kind of view, and especially when he downloads himself into a robot body because he doesn't think that humanity deserves to exist. Once he wakes up 1,000 years and he sees the beauty of the world, he's like, we're just gonna fuck it all up again, and humanity doesn't exist to come out of hibernation. And there is a end date because they can only survive so long within suspended animation before they before all these humans start dying. So Raymond says kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn, the PS4. I don't know. I haven't watched it, tell you the truth. So yeah, sorry. I have my malware is excuse me, my malware program was saying it's time to install, and I'm like, no, it's not yet. Wait until I'm done. So in that respects, it's actually good. Oh my god, just stop already. And like I said, the robot characters of having this sect of robots, which are these are almost religious fanatics in a way, and having the other robots, which are more security robots, I guess you could say, or the authoritarian robots that are rounding them up and wiping them, reprogramming them. And it's interesting because I mean they have they put human characteristics on these robots at this point. So that is interesting, even though it is a two-dimensional way of doing it, the way they did it. They didn't go into any nuance on it, and so that's where I'm saying it's kind of like it's middle of the road. And then she's going to end up finding the password to open up the cryogenic chambers and saving everyone. You know it's going to happen, and yeah. So that part is kind of there's no doubt on that one. So there's no real peril for humanity at that point. The fact they're doing all these, I don't know where all the apples were going. So the robots are picking these apples from these fields. They're packing them up into these little tubes, and it's going to a gigantic gleaming cube in the middle of the field. And then it's being processed through there. I don't know if it's feeding the humans that are actually in the stasis. I don't know what was going on with that, why they were doing all those apples. They never really explained it. So, and then all they had was apples to eat. That was pretty much it. Nothing else. Yeah. Although at one point she starts eating potatoes, so maybe they found some seeds. I don't know. It's yeah, kind of a weird thing. And there's mecha involved too, and yeah. But like I said, it's a middle of the road kind of thing. You would think with all the creators involved, it'd be a little more streamlined, a little more tightly packed, but it wasn't. So yeah, your mileage may vary. That's all I can say on that one. All right. With that said, what else do I have going on this week? Not that much, really. Tomorrow and Thursday I'm off. Friday will be a new episode of The Bad Batch. Saturday will be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend, any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, and we talk about it. Next week, though, is where things get kind of interesting. Am I right? Yes, I am. I am right. Next week, since I'm going to be off Sunday and Monday of next week, Tuesday will be a new episode of Is It Worth My Time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. Again, I will find something. But Wednesday the 9th will be Loki. That's right. Loki on Disney Plus. So that's all starting up. There you go. So I'll have another show to, hopefully go after there. Sorry, Pepper's laying out in the sun. She's got a little sunspot that's on the carpet there, and she's laying there. She was doing a little whimpering kind of thing. She was sleeping, and yeah, whatever. So that's all I got for you guys today. I know it's kind of a quickie, but work week and all that kind of stuff. You know how it is. I got something interesting in the mail. One of my Funko Pop. Well, it's run by Amazon now, but so it's my Marvel collector collection, and it's the 80th anniversary of Captain America. So they've got something in the box that they just sent me. We'll find out what it is. So, and of course, Pepper wants to go outside. Raymond says Raya and the Last Dragon will be coming out Friday, I think. Oh, it's coming out on Disney Plus as well. I'll take a look at it. That might be a good. Is it worth my time? Yeah. I mean, I wasn't about to pay for it. It looked interesting. I really didn't want to pay for it. I am going to be paying for Black Widow though. So, yeah. And there's been, I don't know, man, the movies that have been coming out lately. I know everyone says, oh, nobody looks like it's a good movie and all that. I'm like, yeah, it looks like a good movie, but I don't want to pay $20 for it. I'd pay $5 for it, maybe. I'd maybe even pay $8.50 for it. I wouldn't pay $10 for it, but maybe $8.50 for it. But I'm not going to go see it in a movie theater. I just watched that Angelina Jolie movie, Those Who Wish Me Dead, because we just remade Sylvester Stallone's Cliffhanger. Only it's instead of climbers, it's firefighters. Yeah. So that's God, that was a bad movie. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I've seen a lot worse, but it was bad. It was bad enough. All right. With that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the night. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you can, hit the like button and the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you get the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages there as well. All right. Thank you, everybody. I will see you again on Friday for the Bad Batch. Until then, and also you get to see a new shirt from me too. Not this one, of course. This is an old shirt, but I forgot I'd bought a shirt at Disneyland when I was there, and I completely spaced that I had bought it because it was stuffed in my backpack. And I found it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, I bought this." Um, I'll debut it on Friday because it is Star Wars related. All right, everybody. I will see you again on Friday, and then till then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, I don't know. You might just come back discombobulated from a 3-day weekend and not realize what the hell you're doing half the time. And oh, it was a weird day at work today. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Friday. Take care. Be well. Wear those masks. Get those vaccine shots, and just be nice to each other. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.